Thank you so much for joining me for the weekly Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle Cards readings. I'm so excited to have you here with me. We're going to be using the Intuitive Life Coaching app to do a weekly overview every Sunday. There are actually four. This is what it will look like if you download it on your phone. This app is available for your iPhone as well as for Android phones. And there are four buttons on the screen. The first one is readings, which takes you into the different readings you can do. You can do a one card, a three card, or a five card reading. And then there's the browse button. And if you have the free version, you'll only see 11 cards, but there's actually 77 in this deck. And then there is the journal, which allows you to save your readings by time and date. And then there's the about, which tells you a little bit more about me and Indigo software. So let's get started. Hello, everyone. My name is Kelly T. Smith, and thank you so much for joining me for this week's Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle card reading for the week of August 17th through the 23rd. And I want to let you guys know that you can find me on Facebook. So check me out on Facebook at www.facebook.com/intuitive life coaching with Kelly. And you can also reach me and find me on my website at www.intuitivelifecoachingwithkelly.com. So this week we're going to do a 5-card reading to look at the week ahead, but I just want to let everybody know before we get started, there's so much intense energy going around as far as energetic shifts. So many of us are feeling those energetic shifts. We're feeling the aches and pains. We're feeling exhausted. We are feeling not quite like ourselves, and we actually just did pass the supermoon, so over the last couple of weeks, we've had some super intense energy, but we are also very connected to the earth energy as the earth shifts. So it's really important for us to take care of ourselves, to drink lots of water. But one of the main messages that I get is solitude, is that we have to take time away from everyone, because as sensitive people we just need to recharge, and nature is coming up a lot, so we need to get outside, we need to breathe, we need to meditate, we need to relax more. That's all a part of being able to manage our energy better, especially as sensitive people. So if you're feeling like this, really take time out to just be by yourself, because as a sensitive person or an empathic person, the more people you are around, the busier your life is, the more energetically drained you're going to feel if you aren't taking care of your energy, especially in these times when the energy shifts are so intense right now. You always want to make sure that you call in your spiritual team, your angels and guides. And for me, whenever I connect with my angels and guides, I like to do something that makes me feel like I'm connecting. So for me, I always light a candle, because that's my way of saying I'm ready to connect. I'm ready for my angels and guides to come in. So they know that as soon as I light a specific candle, that's their message to come in. So whatever way that you have to connect with your angels and guides, it's really important to take in deep breaths anytime you want to connect with your angels and guides. It's important for you to clear your mind. So I want you to imagine that you're kind of pushing all your thoughts into the right side of your brain, and you take in a deep breath, and then you call in all your angels and guides and ask them to come through and assist you with whatever it is you need clarity on. And sometimes when our angels and guides are around us, we get goosebumps, we might feel heat, we might feel as if something is tingling or touching us, we have an instant knowing or an instant calm peace kind of take over us. So as you practice this, you'll start to know when you're connected, the difference between when you're in just the regular state of mind and when you're really connected with your inner self and your angels and guides. For the situation this week, we have authentic self-expression. In the emotional challenge, we have a wake-up call, and our solution is old habits. In the coaching advice, we have spiritual gifts, and our potential card is the magic touch. So as I connect with our angels and guides, the message that I'm getting around this week is this message of authentic self-expression has been coming up for me all week long. I've been writing about it nonstop. You know, it is absolutely 100% imperative that you are allowing yourself to be true to what is most important to you. And in order to do that, you really have to know what your core values are. You have to know what it is what matters to you most. Sometimes we get stuck in a situation where we're constantly trying to be all things to all people. We're trying to please everyone. We're saying yes when we really mean no. And we're doing all these things that are pushing us more and more away from our truth and our inner self. And if we really need to kind of do a life review this week and look at the areas of our life where we're not satisfied because we're not being true to ourselves. And if we're feeling like we are compromising our integrity or our core values or what matters to us most, then that is definitely one of the things we're being asked to look at this week, because things aren't going to change until we really get specific and we start to be authentically true to who we really are. And as we do that and we embrace the truth of who we are, we're going to live from that place and we're going to radiate that energy, and automatically amazing shifts will start to take place in our lives. Be true to who you really are, and your life will change in the most amazing ways. Your soul is whispering softly to you at all times. You cannot hear it if you're in a state of constant anxiety, worry, and fear. You are being asked to take time out to listen to the needs of your soul. Are you living your life in alignment with your authentic self? Or are you living your life based on what other people think you should do? This card is asking you to get quiet, go into a meditative state, and ask your soul to gently guide you to step into alignment with your authentic self. So this is really important that you do that, to go into a meditative state and actually ask to connect with your soul. And you can only do this when you're in a very, very still state, when you're very quiet and you push all thoughts out of your mind. And when you get to that state, you want to ask to connect with your inner self, with your soul self. You want to ask to then be shown whatever it is you need to know. If you're not living your life according to your core values and your soul's needs, ask to be shown that. You'll be surprised at what you see. You might, if you're a visual person, you might have visions cross the screen of your eyes when you're meditating, or your mind's eye, or if you're a clairaudient type person, then you're going to actually hear thoughts coming in your mind, but these thoughts are going to be of a different energetic frequency, so they're not going to feel like your own thoughts, and sometimes that can be very subtle, so you have to pay attention to the different messages that are coming in through for you. But this is a big message for this week, that we have to stop, listen, we have to ask. Number one, we have to ask, we have to listen, and then we have to act. So whatever changes that need to be made, in order to know what they are, we have to go within to figure it out. When you show up in the world in a way that is authentic and genuine and stay true to who you really are, your life is going to start to shift and miracles will happen. Be true to who you really are, and your life will change in the most amazing ways possible. In the emotional challenge this week, we have a wake-up call. And this card it can actually feel very scary to a lot of people, because things start to happen around us when we're not paying attention, when we're not listening, or when we're not really following our true path. All these different things start to happen in our life to kind of wake us up to to let us know that it's time for changes to be made, for it's time that we start to shift in a different direction. So as we are coming more in alignment with who we really are, and we're starting to embrace that, we're starting to live life by that, then different things will start to happen in order for the universe to align us with these new circumstances and situations that we're creating for ourselves. And as that happens, it's so that it can push things out of the way and bring in new energy. But our mind wants to hold on to things, and so we think that they're not supposed to change, and change is a bad thing. Actually, anytime we are shifting and growing within, we have to change. Everything around us is going to change, and it's time for us to trust that. And through these changes, we're going to discover our life purpose. We're going to discover our passion. We're going to discover all the things that make us really who we truly are. Your life path is no accident. Every event, experience, relationship, and hardship serves a purpose. Each one of these experiences causes you to grow on a soul level and evolve into your true self. Your life purpose is not just about the work that you do. It's also about who you are as a whole person. It's about how you relate to the world. It's also how the world relates to you. And if you found meaning and purpose to life, if you're suppressing your growth or your soul's journey in any way, the universe will throw you a wake-up call sooner or later. Despite what you feel at the time you're going through this, it's a beautiful gift, but only if you stop resisting change and let yourself evolve into a life of purpose and meaning. The wake-up call can come in many forms: through an illness, depression, loss, layoff, financial crisis, or divorce. Any of these challenges can be a call for you to listen to your truth. Your challenges are a call to stop living your life sleepwalking and worried about materialistic, meaningless things, and embrace love, deep, meaningful relationships, and what matters to you most from a soul perspective. When you stop resisting it by running away from your challenges and instead look at them from a perspective of them showing you a new way, a new life, or a new way of being, you're going to find your passion, which it will also translate into your life's work or a career that you love. For the solution this week, it doesn't surprise me that we're getting this card, because this week is all about change. And if we're not allowing change to happen, then we're going to have wake-up calls, and we have no choice but for change to happen. So this week we are being asked to look at all the things that, all of the old ways that we used to have, all of the things that are no longer in alignment with the true life that we want to lead, with who we really are on a deep level. It's time for us to let go of anything that distracts us, things that kind of keep us in this rut or this same pattern that we've really outgrown, because we've outgrown so much. And as we outgrown, everything around us needs to change, including our environment, even if that just means by sprucing it up a little. But this card is about any old habits that we've had that we just keep doing over and over again. It's really important this week that we look at them, because if we don't let them go, it keeps us stagnant. It keeps us from moving forward. The more you believe that you can't let go of something that's no longer serving you, the more you give away your personal power. Spirit says, what are you waiting for? You have the choice. The choice is truly yours. You can choose to let the old, worn out, bad habits go, or you can choose to let it consume you. This habit truly is holding you back. It's keeping you from moving forward and feeling good in your own skin. You do not feel good when you indulge in this old way of being. It's time to let go of what is no longer serving you. You have the strength to let go of the old way so that you can bring in the new. Choose now to only engage in things that are life-giving and supportive to your spiritual and emotional growth at this time. Let it go so you can let yourself shine. There's a new way of being that is just waiting to unfold for you. Change can be tricky, but once you realize that this is what you choose, it becomes something to look forward to, something new and exciting, and something refreshingly different. It is time to let go of old habits that are no longer serving your highest good. So we've heard this message about change and letting go of old habits in 3 different cards: authentic self, wake up call, and old habits. So that's a huge message for this week's energy. In the coaching advice, we have spiritual gifts. It says you are in the process of developing or fine-tuning your spiritual gifts. And this card refers to your spiritual gifts as far as your ability to tap into divine guidance, to harness your intuitive abilities and all those things. But the angels are actually showing me that right now through this reading that they're referring to spiritual gifts as what you were born with, that you possess, that can make a difference in the world, that you might be holding back. And that gift could be that you are a phenomenal songwriter, but maybe you're scared to take the leap. And that spiritual gift could also be that you are an amazing guitar player or artist or even amazing entrepreneur. And sometimes we think of all of these things that we've been good at our whole life. We dismiss those things, but those are gifts that have been given to us in this lifetime, so it can further us on our journey. And those gifts are meant for us to share with others. If we aren't sharing our passion with others, we become very, very depressed. It becomes a bottled up energy inside of us. And if we're not releasing that energy, if we're not letting that go, if we're not becoming expansive to it, then we become stagnant and we start to become a lower vibrational energy because we have all of this repressed energy within us. So that's a huge message too this week, is to look for your gifts, to share your gifts, and to use those gifts to make the world a better place. And that's all about being in alignment with who you really are. So let's look at this card. And that could also have to do with your spiritual gifts as well, your intuitive abilities, your ability to connect with spirit, your ability to be a counsel to others, and your ability to give energy healings. Whatever is calling from your soul is your spiritual gift that you are being guided this week to really pay attention to that. You are learning to trust and integrate your spiritual gifts into your daily life. You could also use your spiritual gifts when working with others, such as offering readings, energy healings, or clearings. Your spiritual gifts could be clairvoyance, clairaudience, energy healing, intuitive knowing, seeing auras, and many others. Be gentle with yourself during this process. Don't overthink it. Developing your spiritual gifts does not involve thinking. If you find yourself trying to figure things out, you could be blocking your progress. This card comes to you today to remind you that your sixth sense is a natural ability. It is not something that you have to work at. It's something that you have to allow and trust. Trust, meditation, and patience are key when working and developing your spiritual gifts. Even if you have been doing this for years, there's always more to learn. As you naturally allow and trust the process, more and more information will be revealed to you. You may be trying too hard, and anytime you're trying, you are not in the flow of receiving. This is your sign that you are truly gifted. And the energy of this week is so amazing. I'm so excited for this week. That potential card is you are accessing true magic from deep within. So as you follow this advice, as you allow the changes to take place, as you believe in who you are, as you allow your true self to be revealed, you are also accessing magic deep from within you, because you are touching into divine intelligence, and you're allowing that energy to run through you. So as you do that, you transform instantly, and everything around you transforms too, because you begin to align with something much bigger than you. And when you live from that place, magic happens. You have access to magic all day, every day. Magic is a part of your divine nature. You have magic inside of you. This card shows up for you today because right now you have the Midas touch. You are accessing true magic from deep within you, a well of infinite intelligence that is helping you to create magical events in your life. I just got another big message for everyone that synchronicities are happening all around us right now. So the energy around us is super sensitive, and as soon as we say and get that we want something, or get very clear about something specific, or work on releasing something, then we almost get an instant sign that things are starting to shift for us. So our angels are wanting us to really look at the synchronicities in our life right now, because the energy is so sensitive that when you focus on what you want right now, you will start to see signs. If you're in a situation that looks hopeless, expect sudden and rapid changes. These changes will be for the greater good for everyone involved. Expect the best and you will receive it. Now is a good time for you to start new projects, change employment, or enter into a new partnership. Thank you everyone so much for listening to this week's Intuitive Life Coaching with Kelly. With me. There was so much energy in this reading this week, and the energy is absolutely amazing for transformation this week, and that's what the energy is all about, is transformation. So thank you so much for listening and tuning in, and you can find me at www.intuitivelifecoachingwithkelly.com. Thank you again.